Alright, it's called House Smoke 4. What I figured is feral game hog legs. And a while back I got a bunch of feral hog legs from an apartment complex. Someone left it in a refrigerator, where I work, and I kind of did the research and I figured out that these were South Texas game hogs. I knew the guy was moving out. So I'm just going through the process of cleaning these guys out, and I can tell you it's definitely a hog leg because I saw some of the hair, the original hog hair there. See right there, buddy? So those are, he said that they were pretty fresh, and I think maybe a year long. And so I'm just going to prepare these guys with some seasoning salt right here. I use that adobo stuff like crazy. That's some good shit there. And basically just season this dude down really thoroughly. Like I kind of like coat it back and forth. It's really tough meat. Feral hog meat is almost solid muscle, and the fat's not really super fine fat. So I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna like do a shake and bake style, just douse it and rub it in. So basically I just started dousing this guy down, and I put it back in the refrigerator for a while, let it sit in that seasoned salt. But then I brought it back out again because I know I wanted to. But I didn't know if it had enough seasoned salt, so I ended up nailing it with some of this Tony Ramon. I didn't go crazy with my seasoning, pre-seasoning shit. People make all their own kind of special brand seasoning, but I was just kind of in a rush. And I just grabbed both those guys and really doused them, and then I set them over here and poured olive oil all over them and worked that into the thing, kind of lathered up with olive oil. I think the olive oil keeps it sort of moist and kind of greasy because I know it's feral meat, so it's gonna be a struggle not to turn it into jerky in a smoker. That's basically the reason why I would do that. And then I've got this habit of pouring buttermilk on everything, and the meat wise, I don't even know if it has any effects. So then I went back and redid that. So I'm over to the wood section. Now this is mesquite I got from Bandera. I had the preliminary coals were done with pecan wood, and then I set these mesquite chunks on it and let them burn off slowly. You got to get a good coal base going so you can get to these larger chunks. So I walk over here, I gotta get my knife. I'm gonna do some playing around. So a lot of this meat, what I've realized about cooking this is that when you deal with a feral animal, or really kind of a tough animal, not like a cow or pig, or even parts of the pigs or cow, and if you're going to be doing it on a smoker a long period of time and you're not going to re-moisten it and make it sort of relaxed, the meat it's going to be really tough. Now you think, well, how do you work this? If you have really tough meat, one of the good things about it is that you can, it's like playing with a rubber band or something. So you can take something like this, and what I'm trying to do here is I'm taking that knife and I'm going to basically pierce it with what I think, you got ham there, or you got like a pork. So I'm going to put, I think, pineapples and sweet potatoes in this thing. And I'm just going to create these little pockets like satchels or something. And then I'm going to start adding things to it. So basically I started slicing and dicing sweet potatoes, pineapples, and I got some jalapenos there. And I was sort of like trying to make these perfect little thin wedges, and I was going to stack them up inside the meat after I got those pockets made, like a little satchel. So here I am trying to cut away. And the pineapples, so the thing is that when you have the pineapple, the sweet potato, and the jalapeno, you got these three levels: a starch, a sugar, and basically an acid. And you just put them in there and you let them bake into the meat, and then basically they just kind of, I wouldn't say they dissolve, but they get mushy enough to sort of help caramelize the whole kit and caboodle. And I did all to the. Okay, so we're back here at the fire, and as you can see, I stacked all those guys in there like that. Actually, they look pretty good, but there's one big crisis. I remember this now thinking about this video, is that the fire is no way in the world I had enough wood in there to last that much meat, because that's some hard shit. That's hard, that's like torte meat, feral legs. That's going to be like 8 hours or so on a constant heat. You can't, so I know my gauge busted right there. Oh yeah, there's me. That's why I was cutting this stuff up to put it on the fire, and I was kind of setting it up here. Okay, so I'm basically trying to figure out how to prolong the moisture in that grill. So I just grabbed me a Shiner box had over there, and I added beer to it. And also I went and bought these HEB leg quarters. You can get them, man, like really cheap. Look at that, three something. Yeah, that's like candy. I just eat those. You know, I smoke about 2 or 3 packages of those things, and you kind of eat them throughout the day. It's something while you're waiting for your beef to cook, you throw a bunch of chicken on there, and it acts as a good greaser element. I mean, chicken grease is some powerful grease to work with. And so there, I got the fire set up, and this is later on in the evening. This is one of my first checks. I probably like 10 o'clock or so. I've already eaten the chicken, and I'm just kind of going back, checking in on the meat, and I realized that it's kind of like we were having a little bit of a crisis here. It wasn't cooking that good because the fire would kind of dip and go up and high, and so I loaded it back up again. I figured, man, that wood will probably take another 2 hours or so. And here's what it looks. See, it doesn't look right. You see that meat looks kind of. It doesn't look red, or doesn't look. You can tell by the fat if it shrinks up. So now I'm back here. That's just all burned up. Here's what it looks like now. See, it's kind of. It looks like jerky or something like that. You know, I think I may have poured it. It may have. That may have. Some people would say that's kind of overcooked, and it's really not. Because what I'm gonna do to it, you know, it doesn't really make any difference. Okay. Here's the quick conclusion to this kind of meat. You know, you look at it, and you think, oh, it's all gross or whatever. It's not. That's just good. You just take that stuff down, and you hit it with a knife, and you just shave it down. And that's what I was planning on doing with it. Actually, there's some footage here I was going to do that with, but it was so damn hot, I didn't have my shirt on, so I didn't want to like gross anybody else out. Somebody else don't care. And so, I got the meat there, and I'm kind of displaying it, showing what it looks like. And so, oops, made a little mistake there, but like, take that meat and you hit it with the side of a knife and just shave it off in little slices. And you just grab a white onion and finally dice all that shit together, mix it together, and then I just call it reshooting it. And then you have take some corn tortillas, and you got some of the best tacos ever. And if they're too dry for you, then just add a little bit of olive oil, maybe some lime, and bingo, that's it. You got smoked hog leg tacos.